So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for this time. I would like to start with a promise. So I'll take exactly 13 minutes and I will keep you engaged. I need your attention because you're committing your time to me and for listening to me. What you see today is a very unprecedented time, and we'll all know about it, and you have heard about it from the predecessors that you heard. Rama has spoken about it, Mr. M. Singh has spoken about it. I'll give you some examples how things have changed. If you browse through what we have learned, the fixed and variable costs are reflected by Google the way you see it on the left. But actually, what has happened today? The fixed cost has become variable. Most of the staff has taken salary cuts since there was no revenue. And variable cost, which we thought was a variable that when the production will go down, we will be able to reduce it. That has become fixed. Nobody ever thought that these graphs will change like that. But this is a reality. We always believed in physical meetings, travel, conferences for communication, and a separate workspaces between work and home. But look what's happening today. Our experience says that we are into virtual meetings and merging of personal and workspaces are seen. There is no line which is defining your workspace and a home space. So these are a very big change that has come in, and we are all experiencing it. People from manufacturing, they know about mudas or the losses. Very interestingly, all losses or most of them have now been advised that please live with them. For example, loss of motion or loss of space. Today we say you have to keep social distancing. You have to have workers 6 feet apart, which is actually contradictory to what was our learning in the past. So losses have turned into advisory. That's a very big change for anybody who understands conventional manufacturing. And this is what we call disruption. Trust me, I think it's time for us to believe that the world has gone through the disruption. I have used the word gone through deliberately. Some people would like to say going through, but I think we have already gone through disruption. Many things have changed. Our mindsets have changed. The way we are going to approach the business in future has already changed. I think the priority that we have today, and the reason why I'm using a slide 1 on priority, is people safety. And I think my colleagues have also spoken about it. I think today's scenario, this is number 1. We always said in the past that this is number 1, but in implementation, it always took a backseat. But today, if we compromise on this particular subject, people safety, trust me, there won't be any manufacturing. So people safety is topmost priority. The second thing is employee morale. Most of us, and I can state that almost all of us, are going through a lot of sensitivity at this point of time. There are insecurities. The vision is quite blurred. What will happen to the business? What will happen to the health? There are family members who are suffering with COVID-19. Those people are into different kind of a stress. There are relatives who have died out of COVID-19. The connected people are in different kind of a stress. The salaries have been cut. Rama has used the word migrant laborers. People have seen those visuals on the television, and these are very disturbing. So keeping the employee morale high is utmost important. And therefore, I come to the next slide where the role of leadership comes in. It's very important that the business leaders understand both the previous slides that I have said, people safety and keeping the morale of the workers very high. And when I say workers, I mean both blue collared and white collared. The mental stability, and at this time, building a relationship with employees, communication extensively with all the employees at all levels of the pyramid. I think that's extremely important to keep connected with our people. So keeping morale high is the prime most responsibility of corporate leadership. And here I want to quote, it is very relevant at this point of time. You don't build a business, you build people, and then people build the business. This is the time to build people. This is the time to show that you are with your people. This is the time to tell them that people who have worked for the organization, at this time, organization and leadership is with them. And I am sure we are going to create some people who are going to build robust business of future. And many of the organization will see this change where leadership will emerge. In our own organization, we could see some new leadership emerging at the time of crisis. And we know that they are potential leaders and they are going to build the organization of the future. Having addressed morale, it is important to maintain productivity. With all the constraints that we have had and we are going to have in future, productivity becomes very important. However, the norms will change. Productivity will not be increased the way we were doing it in the past. Process automation will be top priority. We were doing low-cost intelligent automation in the past. Many organizations started doing that in the last 3-4 years. But I think this particular subject will become prime importance in future because the processes will have to be automated. The workforce and the skill level will become a permanent constraint in the business. And therefore, this will take the topmost priority in manufacturing business. We have all spoken about it, Industry 4.0. It is the time to implement it. We can share it because we tried it in one of our manufacturing plants. Very successful, very important. However, I feel that this has to be horizontally deployed and the dependence on people will go down because the quality and the productivity aspect will only become more demanding in future. And therefore, Industry 4.0 is a solution that we all in manufacturing business have to look forward to. And we need to work towards implementation of this solution in our manufacturing. Rightly said, shop floor to top floor. The looks of shop floor are going to change in future. Honestly, it has already started changing. If you go to a shop floor, which is pre-COVID, and if you go to a shop floor today, you will not even recognize your own shop floor. They look different. They look absolutely a totally new shop floor. Fast and accurate scheduling is required. Electronic mistake proofing is required. Real-time production monitoring and digitally visual plant. So these all things will become essential in the new manufacturing. In the future direction, I think manufacturing flexibility will be the key. Reduction in the lead time of every function will be of prime importance. Reduction in changeover time of every part will be of prime importance. Reduction in cycle time of every key activity will be of prime importance. So things will change. And in fact, in our mind, they have already changed. Now is the implementation time. And I think we all have to unite to make a difference and use this opportunity to bring a totally new manufacturing setup, which will be very rewarding for future. At this time, I would also like to say that what we are going to miss. We are definitely going to miss formal team building exercises. And I think that will come back because Zoom calls and other virtual conference cannot substitute this. The word Gemba, which says that going to the workplace, going to the, where the action is, the formal Gemba audits is something which will come back. It is very, very important for manufacturing. Knowledge sharing by functional experts, like we are a TPM organization, and we would like TPM experts to visit and actually see the plant and feel the pulse of the people to get TPM in the organization. And somehow there we are feeling a gap through virtual means. So I think that we are going to miss, and that should come back as early as possible. And also management of socio connect with employees through various forums, the building of culture that we call. I think that is something which we are going to miss, and we welcome it to come back as soon as possible, because that gives a totally different feel when you're working together with the people. And then I come to power of creation, which follows after disruption. We have heard about disruption, but every time in the history, disruption has been followed by creation. And this is a time to create something new in manufacturing. It is happening, is going to happen more and more, deeper and deeper. And we are going to come out with a new manufacturing systems, new manufacturing paradigm, new manufacturing skill sets, which will make a big difference in the future. Thank you, gentlemen, for your attention, and I am open for questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sahni, for that very, very gripping address. You touched on some very important points. Mr. Sahni, however, we are running short of time, so we'll be taking the questions for your presentation offline. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can drop us your questions for Mr. Sahni in the Q&A icon, and we will have them answered by Mr. Sahni. And then we'll now be moving on to the next part of the session of the summit.
So thank you, and thanks a lot for everyone's time.
Thank you.